All right, welcome back. Time for your shot of the morning. Government health officials want you to be ready for a zombie invasion like the one in Michael Jackson's Thriller video. Huh? You heard right.
The zombie apocalypse. The zombie apocalypse. The possibility of a zombie apocalypse. O apocalipsis de los zombies. Apocalipsis de los zombies.
Here's the CDC offering tips on how to avoid a zombie apocalypse. You know, that's the widespread zombies coming out of the grave and eating human flesh. Here's the tips. Check out tip number 1. Identify the types of emergencies that are possible in your area. Besides a zombie apocalypse, this may include floods, tornadoes, or earthquakes. Tip number 2. Pick a meeting place for your family to regroup in case zombies invade your home. These are actual tips, by the way. Tip number 3, plan your evacuation route, because when zombies are hungry, they won't stop until they get food, like your brains, which means you need to get out of town fast.
Congress shall now vote for approval of H.R. 8791, the Homeland Terrorism Preparedness Bill. Said bill requests emergency response funding up to and including, this section is classified, dollars to prepare for a national level terrorist attack and or attack from classified.
Actually telling us zombies exist, the CDC.
Funding for first responder personnel and vehicles would be doubled if said attack leads to more than 80% of national population being affected by classified.
On the trail of an outbreak in northern Uganda, Pauline and her 9-year-old brother Thomas are afflicted by a strange sickness called nodding disease. It gets its name from nodding-like symptoms that kick off epileptic-type seizures. Pauline's personality has changed greatly from before, says Grace. She was normal when they were born. But then the children got this sickness. Now the children aren't normal. They move around with no purpose. When Grace leaves the homestead, her children often wander off. So she ties them up for hours each day. Thomas tries to bite through his bonds, but it's devastating entire communities.
Everything's being affected.
Yeah. Everyone is affected.
This funding shall commence in conjunction with the first attack on classified, or the first large-scale outbreak of classified, dependent upon which comes first. Civilian and military units shall be trained in containment and combat of classified, including irradiated classified, with possibility of classified airborne, classified flesh-eating, classified, and or all of the above in such event as classified spewing, classified escape, are released or otherwise become uncontrollable.
This is something we only expect to see in a horror movie, in a zombie movie, if you will. A naked man attacking another man, biting and eating parts of his face.
When police arrived on this truly bizarre scene, they say they were forced to open fire on the alleged attacker and kill him.
Cynthia, certainly a first for me in my career. When the cops arrived, sources say one man was chewing off another man's face, ignoring police orders to stop.
Classified flesh-eating, classified.
There was yet another cannibal zombie-type attack, this time in Connecticut, where a woman in a shop stole a wig. When the store owner and clerk confronted her, she took a bite out of the man's bicep and then spit the flesh into his face.
That's right. Cannibalism is the hot new trend.
This seems like something out of a horror movie, but it's very real. A woman trying to cook her husband's body parts. What happened?
According to Pakistani police, 32-year-old Zainab Bibi from Karachi, Pakistan, drugged her husband, then hanged him, then proceeded to cut up his body into 51 separate pieces. But it doesn't end there. According to police, then she proceeded to cook her husband's body part. In that television interview, she wasn't remorseful. She wasn't sorry. She said, "I did the right thing. He deserved it."
In one of the most horrifying cases in recent years, 33-year-old mother Adi Sanchez was arrested for decapitating and eating parts of her 3-week-old son.
Police officers were called to San Antonio home early Sunday to find Doshi Sanchez sitting on the couch with a stab wound to her chest and her throat slashed, screaming, "I killed my baby. I killed my baby." She told officers the devil made her do it, police said. A horrific scene was discovered on the bathroom floor. The 3.5-week-old infant boy was found dead, his body dismembered, flesh missing from his face, and she chewed 3 of his toes off. She severed his head off and ripped out his brain and ate it.
South Korea reports seizing thousands of smuggled drug capsules containing an unusual added ingredient, the powdered flesh from dead babies.
The zombie ate other body parts also, then she stabbed herself. San Antonio Police Chief William McManus said Monday, "At this particular scene you could have heard a pin drop. No one was speaking. It was about as somber as it could have been. It's too heinous for me to describe it any further," McManus told reporters.
The Korea Customs Service says they were made in northeastern China from babies whose bodies were chopped into small pieces and dried on stoves before being turned into powder. But they wouldn't say where they believed the babies came from or exactly who made the capsules.
People in the Barry administration are trying to hide a second zombie attack. The zombie's aunt, Gloria Sanchez, said her niece had been in and out of a psychiatric ward but did not say where she had been treated or why. Others are citing postpartum depression as a possible cause. But any woman that has ever had a baby will tell you that they did not want to cut their baby's head off and eat its brain.
Tonight, an international manhunt for a porn star accused of sending body parts to members of government. What the hell is going on here?
A male porn star's been named by Canadian police as the man they think posted chopped up body parts to government offices in one of the country's safest cities. A senior commander said it's one of the worst crimes the force has ever seen. Conservative Party HQ in Ottawa was where the first package turned up, a severed, decomposing foot. A party spokesperson said the smell from the package was horrible. A hand was intercepted in the post, and then a torso was found in a suitcase put out with the rubbish in Montreal.
This is the kind of crime scene they've never seen in their life.
It is a mutation of the bubonic pathogen, and what that seems to do is it reverts the brain back to its primal state of being.
You know, zombies have changed. Remember in the old days they walked like this and couldn't catch anybody, right? Nobody got caught in the movies. No. But now the zombies are much more agile because now they move like this.
Oh my God. I can't get through.
Civilian and military units shall be trained in containment and combat of classified.
An officer did discharge his weapon, striking one of the individuals.
But sources say that single bullet was not enough to stop the man from attacking the other's face. They say the cops had to fire several shots to finally stop that man.
Air Force units may also be directed to combat said classified due to their enormous size and otherworldly strengths.